is debatable. I don't know if it will work. I don't know if it will work, but we have some things to do for today. But hey, hi. Good morning, good day, good time zone. All day. How's your day going? How was your day? It depends on the time for you. You know, the regular questions. All day. I have some things. Not really news, to be honest. Not today. I mean, kinda. Half news. Maybe. Potentials. I think potential is going to be good as a title. Rather than news. But yeah, we have some stuff. Potential stuff to talk about and to take a look at. I have... Or I currently am... in a very male state. So as a man, I caught a cold, therefore I'm currently dying. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think this morning I went out and it was a bit too cold for my throat. And it's been kind of not the greatest. But we'll see if that changes during the chatting. I don't know if water is the right remedy. I doubt it. But water helps, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it does stuff. We have some news about the Japanese stuff. We have some news about the app, because it is the Japanese stuff, and there has been kinda some things on Twitter about new designs and new things. I'm seeing a ton of eye candy, if you know what that is popping up, and even though I don't like it, someone specifically was kind of right. I know. Hi, welcome on in. Autumn, yeah, it is. It is. Nah. Yeah, it's fine. Autumn is fine. Autumn is fine for me. At least I like it. It's a bit of a temperature where I would rather be compared to hot. Like hot, not for me. Cold for me. And in between is fine. I would rather be in the cold weathers most of the time, mainly because I say that every time, but like mainly because I love fashion and I can layer up if I want to. And in summer, I can't layer off. It's not a thing. I'm sweating right now. You don't see that, but I am. Stony, hi. Good morning. Good day. How's you? So yeah, autumn is fine. Autumn is fine. I've been doing these, which when you look at them like this, doesn't look like anything, right? It's I think this is not working or working. I don't know, but yeah, it doesn't look like much. This is the split for my segment arched segment calculation, obviously, and it doesn't work. Because if it was a straight line, it would be exactly from 0 to 20, then from 20 to 40, then from 40 to 60, because we have 5 segments, so that's good. But because it's curved, it doesn't work. So I might end up doing the thing that you said, even though I don't want to do it, but I might end up doing the 4 circle things with just a segment that is specified. So yeah, like him. Hi, welcome on in. You can't hear me, so hi from far away. I don't know. That's a thing. That's a thing. This is exactly what it's for. Right here. This is the design for the curved tab bar on my app, and if we are on the regular one, it's going from 0 to 0.5 and then from 0.5 to 1. So that's really, really good. But then when it's 3, it doesn't work the same because it's arched. And that's the issue. The reason why these don't have a curve is because this is the design section, and because sometimes, or specifically, I didn't know what were going to be the titles of these pages. I kept them with the auto layout so that if I wanted to change that, I could. But now the main navigation is just these, so it is different. And it's still not placed properly. I feel like I should make them beans instead of circles for tab purposes, like UX wise, accessibility wise, having the tabs being a bit wider. That would be better. But yeah, that's why they are not curved. So I've been spending. I did. As you can probably not tell because it's extremely subtle. These are curved. They have a teeny tiny amount of curve right there that is meant for me to be able to have these specific letters in the buttons in all of their states as images, which is really bad. So we're gonna see what we can do. But yeah, I've been working on that, and yeah, not have my AirPods in. I don't want to be that guy who shares his video with the whole bus. That makes sense. Yes, I can't sign. Sign language. I forgot. Cat. Fine. Come in. Good morning. Good day. Good everything. That's the reason. I'm still trying, grass and pie. I'm still trying to get the glow effect on these, and I can't. So yeah, it's complicated. It is extremely complicated. So we'll see. Right now, or technically right about now, we should. Let me see if that works. I don't think it does work. Maybe it does. We should have. Oh, wait. That fell down. That's bad. Bad fell down. Do you see that? I don't think you do. Yeah, because that's here. No. There. That's what I'm looking for. Nope, that's not the right one. This one. That is curved, and so now it works. Kinda. The hiragana and katakana text is curved-ish, and so for the hiragana katakana switch, that is fine. That's an okay option. But as you can see, the tabs at the bottom, the one that are highlighted in blue right here, these are not exactly placed properly. Like the icons are not entirely specifically centered, specifically the edges one. So what I'm trying to do is ensure that this is better, more in place. And then the N4 and 5 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 right there, that also that bean is I kind of fixed its size, so I figured that out, which is good. But it's not placed properly, as you can tell right here. The N2 is way too much on the left, and the selector has way too much things on the left. Yeah, it's pissing me off because it shouldn't. But yeah, N4 and N2 are just off-centered, and N1, N5, and N3 are good, but the amount of padding on the side of this N5 on the left side is too much, and I can't figure it out. So Other than that, we're good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what we do. But for today, I think I want to do the icons that need to go there. Does that make that makes sense? It sadly no, Stony. This is the this is the relatable from me relating to what you say, right? Usually when I'm saying it should work and you're like, no, it doesn't, right? I'm relating. Now I understand some of the thing that you have difficulties with. I built most of the app on the iPhone 15 Pro on the preview in Xcode, and my phone is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, so it's not the same size. And when I change the amount of padding or spacing or anything, it doesn't go through as expected. So that little amount of things on the left and right is pissing me off. And then here on the hiragana and katakana, it's kind of the same thing. It's not as much, but it's kind of the same thing. It just I should do that. You know what? I should do that because that's bigger, and you can see that section better. Even though my face is half, we don't care about my face. No need for me to be here. Anyways, that padding on the left, right there, it's just bad. It's just bad, and it's based on the screen size and placement of that bottom navigation action thing. And when I'm looking at it on the iPhone SE, it it works, but not exactly. So yeah, um, so that's bad. That's bad. And no, Stony, I can't do that for the simple reason that these selectors, the background and and the selector, are both lines. So I can't have a line border around the line border, which makes no sense. I mean, it makes sense, but because they are these, they already are lines, both of them, so that I can have like more greater selection or lower element of selection. That's the point. But yeah, I know, I know. Um, buttons are transparent. Buttons are transparent in order for me to ensure that I can have some wiggle rooms around there. And yeah, it's not, they are not buttons. I think the only one that I could potentially have as buttons is these ones. But if I made them with buttons, then the selector wouldn't move through. Like here, the transition in between my hiragana and katakana, you can see that the selector is just sliding through the page or the curve in itself. And so if it was like buttons with curve, that wouldn't go through. That's the main idea. It's the main issue that I have right now. So yeah, I tried no padding. I tried with padding. I tried removing the cap. That's the last execution on Xcode, like trying to remove the cap, the butt cap on both sides, to ensure that we have like the same amount of bean. I'm gonna call that a bean, and it's really good for the kanji sections, which every element is now exactly the exact same width. So that's good to an extent, but again, because the selector is going to take the text value width to define its width itself. N5 is wider than N1 based on the characters. So I have to make sure that each of these segments are the exact same size. Again, the thing that is kind of sad and what I kind of tried was to do that in Lodi, and apparently it didn't work. It did. I tried to make that in Loti to potentially just import it in Xcode, because that's an option, and it kind of works, but I can't figure it out. That secondary segment right here, as I said, because of the that thing that has like the chops, it should work. The trim should work. The trim start and the trim end on each of these, from 0 to 20%, from 20% to 40%, and so on. That should work. And yes, N4 and N2 are not aligned on that specific thing. N5, N3, and N1, because they are like perfectly centered, and both of the extremes, they are good-ish to the text, not to the element. Like the background is not placed properly for that, so that's annoying. But N3 centered and we good, it's just like a bit too high. The text is a bit too high. But N2 is too on the left, and N4 is 2 on the right. So yeah, that's what I did. That is what I did. Yeah. And Chris, hi. Good morning. Good day. Good time zone. All that. That's you. I don't think you can. I mean, I think you can. I think you would have like a bit of an understanding of what it is and how it works, because it's not that complex, but it is a tad different. Can I zoom in? I can zoom in. Basically, the calc for the shapes for selectors are here. These are the function. For the 2, it's pretty simple. It's divided by 2, and then we have like a bit of a lower amount for the line width, which is the selector itself. But for the 6 one, which is this specific thing, it is not working. Yeah. It is kind of not working, and the thing for me on the inspector is that if I have the preview on automatic preview right there, that is just how can I say that, working with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is what we have set by default, it's gonna be okay. And if I switch it to something else, it's not gonna be okay. So yeah, that's fun. That's fun. But yeah, your reasoning of subtracting something specifically for one or the other is just yeah. This is kind of fucked-ish. It's okay. It does read like JS. Yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Let's hope that it loads. The structure is really similar though. Yes, 100%. But like this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max preview, and there is like a bit of a. Also, I need to check. Does that work? I don't know. Yes, it does. So I re-enabled the thing that you talked about last time, screen zoom. So now we have a way to give you some nausea. I can do that, which is cool, useful. Anywho, this is where I'm working to design the thing, which is fine. It makes sense because that's the component itself. As I said last time, this specific component is used here. And nothing. I'm just complaining about me not having any understanding of what I'm doing and trying to align things that don't align. So here, for example, is where the thing is going to be used. So it's smaller already. And yeah, I can't set it to minus 0.1 because it's a trim. And trim cannot be negative yet. It basically gives me an error if I do that. I tried. But yeah, because it's here, and this is on the Pro Max. If I'm changing that to be like on the iPhone SE, which is going to be my checker most of the time to ensure that the size of the screen is smaller and I can see how it looks on the small screen, it still breaks. Yeah, I could, potentially to an extent. Maybe. But that's, as you can see, that's the SE, and that's a greater thing. So yeah, yeah. We'll see. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe I figure it out. Maybe I don't figure it out. It's not. That's the thing. The space that you have in between these two, right there, on SE, is not the same as the space that you have in between this and that on the Pro Max, which is what I'm using it as a check. It looks the same, but it's not the same by a hair. And when I'm looking at it on the regular phone, it's even smaller. And because I kind of do my design on the component itself and not on the bottom action section, which I could like just have the design on the bottom action. But yeah, it's just like it would mean doing like a 26 on this one and a 74 to kind of ensure that my range is gonna be okay. But it's fucked. It's fucked on the preview. So yeah. It's really bad. Like, as you can tell, you can't tell, but as you can tell, when I'm looking at it through the inspector preview thing on Xcode, this specific selector is too much on the left. And when you're looking at it on this preview thing, which I don't know if it loaded, it is too much on the right side. So that, yeah, fun stuff. But But it does, I do agree with you, it does read like JS to an extent, mainly because of the words that are using is similar, like viable, like varlet structure is different, but like return makes sense, all that. Yeah, I that's why I kind of made it non-relative, but I think the main issue, so many main issues, is the size of the items. I think the size being coming from the control width or the item width in some sections, I then end up with this. These are my, like, the places where I will click on. And so these ones are kind of tiny, but they're not exactly in the right place. So yeah. I see. Don't do that, cat, maybe. That's a good question. I think... You mean these ones? These ones are in fractional... Like 0 is 0% and 1 is 100%. And I don't think percent is an option because it's a trim. So it's not really a percentage off. Yeah. Today, yeah. When I did the custom segment control, I don't know if this one is going to load because it's kind of different. This one is way easier to manage because it is flat. And it's just, yeah. We're good with that. Like I can define all the things and be good with it. But as soon as I have a bit of a curve, it starts to be fucked. Which is bad. So, yeah. Like as you can see here, that one is too much on the left, but when you're looking at it from my phone, it's too much on the right. And I tried to figure it out, and I couldn't. I think, yeah, I think it's gonna be that. It's gonna be full radial clip plus rotation. Like just the full circle is gonna rotate. Which I don't like because of the screen sizes. Like if we had just one screen size, it would be fine. But because we have 3, technically 2, just not gonna work. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's a debate. It's a debate. I did do, though I started to do that today. I did do the icons that are gonna go in there, and I'm gonna retract what I said last week. iOS does support SVGs, just not like we expect it to work. I think a bit more than that, but yeah. So, let me just show you quickly. If you want to have SVGs on iOS, you can. But it's the exact same thing as if you wanted to have an image on iOS. You can, but you can't just say, oh, you have an image in a folder somewhere that is your source folder, and you put it in there. No, you need to go in the assets section. In the asset sections, you're gonna define a specific thing, as in, I have an image for my light version or dark mode version, light mode version, and like light and dark thing, or I can just do two and just have that. And that is the way to have an SVG in iOS. So it's yeah, it works. It has the preserved vector data right there, so that that implies to an extent that there is something from vector, but I don't know if I can recolor it. I don't know if I can yeah, I don't know, but it is possible. The thing I'm debating right now is the necessity of any and dark, which is basically light and dark colors, which works. But yeah, it's a bit of a mess, and yeah, I don't know why that is. Can I remove that? I can remove that. Cool. Ah, shit. Much better. So yeah, it is feasible. These are SVGs for the buttons to be arced, for the text to be arced, which is just bad, just bad. And these are images as PNGs. So yeah, it is. I agree with you. It is forced organization, which is fine, but still, kind of. Not the greatest, but it works. So as long as that works, I'm good with it. So I'm going to try today to do some of the assets that needs to go through the app. So as I just said, we have the main icons. I'm unsure about this one because it's visually smaller than the other ones, but like nothing. But it's visually smaller. So either I change this one or I use another one. I don't know yet. And we also need to do these. And these are going to take a while because, yeah, dang. As I just said, right, now that I know that iOS takes on SVGs, there is probably someone in the Figma community tab that has done the hiragana and katakana in SVGs, probably. But you know, wouldn't I feel better if I did it myself? Kinda. So you know, I'm gonna probably do that. Also, I want the stroke directions. We have currently, and sorry for the flashbang that's gonna arrive in your face in a second. We have this one which I showcased last time, which gives us exactly that, but it doesn't give us the direction of the stroke. If we animate it, we have the direction of the strokes, but we don't have the arrows to showcase in what order, all that. So I don't know. But for the kanjis, for sure, I'm going to attempt to use these libraries. And today I was going into people's GitHubs to ensure that I could find something. This person is amazing and has been doing a lot of things for kanji.
TD Racing just resubscribed for 9 months. We made a baby.
You take care of it. Indeed. Hi. Well, Bonnie, thanks a lot for the resub. Appreciate that. You take care of it, the kid. You name the kid, you take care of it. I want to know when they are 18. Before that, I don't want. But hi. I hope you're good. See, that person has been doing a lot of things, good things. So I'm using some of their scripts and some of their libraries right now. They have this thing which I love. Good. I mean, you take care of them, so you need to deal with the consequences of naming them there. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. This is amazing. And that entire project that they have is called the kanji topographic or topographical kanji map, meaning that when you go from a single line, you can then use that radical for the single line into the 2 line, which is for 2, and then the 3 lines, which is for 3. When you have the vertical line, you can also use it for this one, which is the buckets. And then when you use the buckets and you have a single line in the center, it's the mountains. And then from the mountains, which is kind of similar, you can reuse them twice, and that is the exit, because you're going through 2 mountains to go outside of the village, for example. So that's coming the exit. So there is a ton of things that are really interesting, whereas here, for example, you have the voice or word, I forgot exactly how it's called, the kanji for 5 and the kanji for mouse, and everything here is just like word and then 5 and then mouse, and so that is really useful for understanding how the kanjis are built. So I'm going to attempt, I don't know if I will succeed, I'm going to attempt to use that package to put in place in the app to have like a better learning experience. From what they are explaining, you shouldn't ever see a kanji that has a building block that you have never seen before. So that is the plan. For this, these icons, TD, is that what you're saying? These icons here is the Japanese. Yeah, that's the set. It's called Japanese kanji or Chinese kanji. I think the Chinese characters are a bit more complex at times. Most of the time is the fonts that they use is kind of more pointy, which is not true. But yeah, kanji characters. So that is pretty good. So I'm gonna attempt that and potentially attempt this for the kanji frequency. And I had a technical question for you, Stony. I might not be entirely legal. I said nothing. These exist. That's Wikipedia-ish. And these lists, I think, specifically exist. And right now, what I have access to is a list of things, which is not really passable or usable in an app. Is there a way for me to access the main data? Mix, hi, what going on? How is you? I believe I'm gonna need to do this. No, not that. Dang. Like, is there a way for me to get access to that specific data source using the inspector? That's my question. These are the people that chat right there. So if you chat, T of TD is going to be he, and mix chatted, and M is there. And if I chat, A is going to pop, and then S is going to pop. So now we can seat or sat. I sat. Not new. This is kind of old now. It has at least 3 months. At least. That is bad. I see. So yes, I've been attempting looking at things and trying to see if in an entire thing I could find the content and the data related to that entire section, and I kind of could, but also not really. And I don't know if there is a way for me to just get access to that data because it's coming from somewhere. But yeah, that is my question. Like, is there a way for me to get access to this? And if I do that, it's in here because that's the character itself. But kind of what I want to get access to is the file in which they are hosted, if that exists. Because the list is fine. I guess my question is mostly like, is it a specific tab that I need to check when that happened? Because you may be able to find this. I'm also looking at these, for example, as a scrapable thing, which exist. It contains way more stuff, but yeah. As in what? I just did. The thing that I got in network was to get the doc from that specific page, and then I'm getting that, and in the preview I have access to this in a better format, but better format, not with the rest, so I can just select these contents, but it's kind of bad. Yeah, I don't know. That was the question. That was the question. Is there a specific place that I can look at to potentially get access to the content or the source of the content? And I have a feeling that my thinking is wrong, so that's why I'm asking. Because on the iOS app, I'm mostly going to look at XML files or JSON files, and I'm expecting or thinking that this is going to be the same thing. But I also have a feeling that it's not the case. For Wikipedia, it's probably somewhere else. and it might be JSON files as well, but I just can't figure out a way to get access to it. Like scraping it is going to be an option, but if I'm just doing it on one here, or if you just do this on this one and then you get access to the content, I will not know how to redo that in other pages if that's an option. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I could do that. Maybe. But I feel like this is gonna be more time consuming than anything, when it shouldn't. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe. But that's basically creating a script to scrape the website, right? Or am I wrong on that one? I think I'm right. That's crazy. But yeah, that was a question. It was a question. And if there is no pre-made like JSON source or CSV source or something that I could just get access to from the website, then I can just copy paste by hand. It's gonna be almost as fast for me. So, debatable, to be checked. Yeah, the thing is, if I do that, I'm not getting the exact same content. That's the thing. I do have the classifications already. I do have the GLPT classifications, I think in this one, and I have the entire thing with the CSVs already, with the values that are linked to the XML file that I'm already using. So I can do that. I can just use that. The main difference is these specifics have kind of a pack feel to them. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a thing. But yeah, no, I do already have the frequency, topographic thing, and the GLPT sortage, as in here I already have all of my GLPT levels done and organized. They just take a while because Xcode is not meant to have so much lines at once. So I do have that already. It's just like I'm trying to see if there is an option to get access to the content. That was my question. That's it. Not where things are and can I find it somewhere else. No. Just knowing if I can get access to their structure and their base to see how it's done on their side, mostly. Because the content I already have. Already have all that. So yeah, that's about it on that question specifically. All these are gonna go there for sure. I'm really wanting to get the topographical thing working. I don't. Yeah, the thing is, if I'm just scraping, I don't think I'm gonna have the thing that I want, because as I just said, the content I already have is just the structure that they have made and how they are linking their content. That's what I'm kind of trying to check and or see. Like if they had a JSON file, what is their entities for each things? How do they name them? Does it make sense to me? Can I reuse that structure? Is it not the case? Like that's the main thing. But yeah. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm saying maybe, yes, 100%. 100%. That's an option, but it's not exactly the same, just because of how like that is done. I mean, to me, it doesn't sound like the structures I would use. So that's why I'm kind of debating if that's the same. They have their characters here, and then after that they have the reading. And I don't know if the reading is coming from a thing that is called reading, or it's called romanization, or it's called something else, because I'm also guessing, and that's an assumption on my side, that this being Wikipedia, it's currently displaying things in English because I'm seeing it in English, but if I had it in another language, it would display the traduction in other languages. And that is interesting as well to get access to, because we do have them in multiple languages already, but it's built differently, so I don't know. Also, loading JSON or XML file in Xcode is really bad. It's a bad move. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have to. The main problem that I am encountering, I tried to do the database again today. The current structure of the app being, or getting the data from the XML file, where I'm trying to put that into an SQLite or Realm or core data structure, it just breaks. So my last resource thing is going to be to rebuild the app from zero, which is what I said last time, with the database structure in mind, so that I have access to that from the start and be good with it. Also, Xcode just died right there. Just one XML file, and they just can't do that. So yeah, we're gonna attempt and see if I can do that and use these data, because these are pretty good. The monetization structure that I have in mind right now is packs, which I talked about, but having the first 2000 or the most common 2000 words as the main packs is going to be way easier. That's also what my teacher is recommending me to have in the app, rather than having everything, because right now I have everything. We want something that is a bit more structured, and yeah, we're gonna say that I have the scripting split Scripting is the person on GitHub, and the split that they have done is the main XML file that I'm using. They have rewrote it, which is appreciated, and made it easier to read for human, but also for whatever software you're using, because it's simpler. And instead of having a file that is 220 megabytes, it is a 116 megabytes. Still massive, but better. And it's also a JSON file instead of an XML file. So we'll see. We'll see how that works, if it works. But yeah, I need to do the database stuff. I may need you for something, but I feel like you don't have that on No Mercy yet, which is the monetization section. I think you don't. You don't have a structure on that for paying customers, not paying customers, and all that. So yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna be fine, and it's gonna be fine. Though, going back to this, that's the plan. I think we need, or currently I'm doing I'm using the icons that we currently have built in the Mom You Like It. What? Might use different ones? I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need something bigger than that. That's even smaller. Yeah, I need to make sure that my books are bigger as well as my folders. So yeah, I don't know if that's cheerier. Maybe I could check it out for sure. Not today though. Also, I have a bit of a doubt in the legality of scraping things. These, for example, these are extremely paid, as mentioned here, for example, and here. It is accessible from outside, yes, and all of that, but it's just a paid service. And yes, it might use the exact same structure and the exact same database for the kanjis and the example that I'm using, which is GMDic and the dictionary, and the kanji dictionary, which is the two things that are the most common ones. The Wikipedia one, I have less issues with this because it's free. It's free software. What? I don't know how good it is. I thought you had it in the movie DB. That's yeah, like the API is giving you the data. That's what I thought. Apparently, I'm wrong on that. It's different. But yeah, I could take a look at that. I'll keep that here, just in case. I don't know what that means exactly, but I kind of understand. I think. are we doing? That? Or are we, god damn it, or are we doing? Oh, that's what happened. I read TV as movie. So the TV is different. Hmm. I kind of like that as a personality trait, but it's probably not gonna be understood. I could go with the 3-step checks, as in fully visible, half visible, fully hidden, but that's bad. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the other side. That probably gonna work. It also debatable when it comes to that icon right there, because I don't know if it's gonna be a quiz. It is a quiz, but not entirely. I mean, right now it is a quiz, so it's gonna be different. Mostly like a question thing. And again, I'm currently using the how can I say that? The icons that we have built, so that I have like a bit of a start. But and now we're back. God damn it. At least I have a fix. So yeah, what I was saying before the cut, because it cut at a point where I was talking about something different, then there's gonna be what takes the most time, but also I don't want to say the easiest, but kind of the easiest to do, because these characters are characters that I know compared to creating icons. Yeah, gonna have to check that. One of the things that I'm seeing right now is that in the initial design I did like a linear gradient from primary to primary at 72%, which is a pretty interesting thing to have in the character itself. So I could re-add that to the design of the app and see how that works. But yeah, let's build a grid of 5 right there, and hope for the best. I'm hoping that the Figma AI stuff are gonna be available and useful in like a second, because I do remember that the creation of this grid specifically was kind of made with the AI features of Figma to just generate the entire grid, and that might, god damn it, that might be an option. And if it is, that's gonna be pretty useful, because I mean, there's a ton of them. See if I can get rid of some character generation. And think about it. Again, I really think that there is a version of this that is available somewhere. I feel like the design is going to be not um, that as good as I want it. So, Jan, hi. Welcome on in. How are you? I'm building an app for that. So that's interesting for you. I might, yeah. I want to know if that is SVGs or not. It is not. God damn it. How could you be building these? Oh, not these. Dang. I am attempting to build that without any knowledge of code, as always, and trying to get like a structure that makes sense. And right now we have the proof of concept that is the working version, I guess. Let me see. Dang. So in this, which is the app that I built, you have the list of hiragana and katakana, which is good. You have the information about it. When you play a game of checks, you have the character, maybe you know the character, maybe you don't know the character. Let's say you know the character, then you have like a bit of a success thing. You move it to the next one. Let's say you don't know this character, tap on it, it gives you the information saying that, oh no, that wasn't the thing, it was something else. So you have a bit of a repetition for the kana characters here. And once you have seen characters, they highlight themselves in the grid. So the empty spaces are recognized as the characters, which is kind of bad. But that way you know that you have like seen multiple characters and you have a bit of progress tracking. As when you have seen a character more than 5 times, technically the 6th time it changes its set for the new in the center to the seen and mastered kind of character. So that's a pretty useful thing. But we also have the same thing on the radicals, which is what I need personally to learn the kanjis. I need to learn, oh, so that's the radical for person, and it's usually used either as a kanji on its own, like here, or it can be used in other kanjis, and then you have the list of other kanjis that use that radical. And so you can see, oh, this thing is called nin or hito, and that's the way that you pronounce the thing. In the related kanji specifically, you have all of the readings and also some examples so that you can read and have the kanji context. That makes sense to me. So that was the plan, and we have that working for hiragana, katakana, and kanji in multiple layers. So right now, because I'm learning for not the GLPT, but like for having some sort of a validation from GLPT style things, I have had or added the kanjis for the GLPT levels for now. But that's not the greatest thing. One of the, to me, the good thing that I have is that this list of N5 kanjis, for example, I know exactly 98% of them in reading. So I know that this one is going to be like shita or something else, because the shita is mostly this one specifically, is shita, which means underneath, and that's the kunyomin, which is Japanese reading, but ka or ku is, or gu technically, is the onyomin, and I don't really know that. But in my grid, I have the kunyomin that I never know. That is underneath, so that I can read that and practice that. But if I don't want to be distracted, I can just hide the readings by clicking on the eyes on the there, and just read the characters and say, "Oh, that's Hachiroku Hen Ju." That makes sense to me. That's the plan. The search doesn't work. It's there because it's default in the header, but yeah. And then I'm also kind of working on this section where you can see that here I have learned one hiragana out of 92 because we just have one validated. I'm working on that. It's taking a while because this is heavy. Like that dictionary is heavy, and yeah. So you can't get it just yet. I need to build it again from scratch. A second time, or technically a fourth time, to get the data in a way that makes sense for computers. I basically have spent the last 3 weeks on that navigation curved tabs. Like, yeah. that has been the past 3 weeks, almost every day, making sure that I have it working, and I finally got it. It's still broken. So yeah, I know I need to build it faster. I need to release it. I need to release something, but I don't want to release something that doesn't make sense. Like, for example, the search. What do you want to have in the search? Like, you can say car to get the car character, or you can try something different. But it just, I don't know. I don't know if it's really useful for the search for the kana section. I think it's going to be useful for the kanjis, but not necessarily for everything. And from what I've seen today, like the topographic that I was talking about a second ago, which is this thing right here, this is much more important right now for me to put in place in the app, which is just helping anyone understand that if you have the radical, which is the vertical line, it is also used to build the bucket. And then when you have the bucket, you can create the kanji for mountain. And when you have the mountain and you use it twice in the same kanji, basically, you can have the exit kanji. And this learning steps in order of how the things are constructed makes way more sense to me compared to what I have built right now. So I'm kind of debating how, when, what, all that, to make sure that I have something that makes sense to me. But yeah, for now, we have this, and I'm happy with that. This is pretty cool. It works. It's cute to an extent, and yeah, that thing took way too much time. Yeah. I think for you, and from me to you, from someone that is building and also learning Japanese, I have my extensive class tomorrow for Japanese. Learn the hiragana and katakana because you need them to be able to read the rest. And then I would highly recommend you to not do what I did, which is trying to learn kanjis. I think learning words is going to be way more interesting and much better for your learning experience. I have someone that I'm following-ish on YouTube that is basically blowing up since he built his YouTube channel last week. And it's pretty good content on learning Japanese. I think he has like 9 videos in total. I mean, I'm saying I think he has 9 videos in total. Right there. That's a weird ass link, but that's the link. Gonna tap that. And this is the come on. This is the channel. It's a nice channel overall. I like that. But this video, which is like learning Japanese, isn't actually that hard, which is absolutely true. Yes, most of the thing that he says is really good. Yeah, I mean, the first video that he posted was 9 months ago. And then he posted a second video 2 months ago. It's just VR chat something. And then he just made like a Japanese is easy, which is true, and blew up. And from no followers at all to like 42,000, 47,000 followers and videos that are 1 million views in like basically a month. So I'm impressed. And the reason why he blew up, most of the reason that I'm seeing, is that the content that he's producing is good. And it's also controversial, as in Japanese is easy. Cat, good job. I mean, have fun on doing that again. Make a script, I don't know. But yeah, that, highly recommend that. And I'm kind of attempting to implement some of these things that he talked about in the app to make sure that we have something that makes sense for learning experience, but it's also focused on radicals. So I need to figure it out. I need to figure out the structure again. But yeah, as a quick recap of what is said here, Japanese speaking and Japanese learning is extremely easy. Japanese reading is complex, but not impossible. Japanese writing is simpler once you know how to speak, which is what most language learner will tell you, which is when you're a kid and you learn the language, you don't know how to read it and you don't know how to write it, but you know how to speak when you enter the school most of the time. In school, you entered, you're like, I don't know, 2 or 4. I forgot. I was 2 or 4 when I entered school, but I could speak to an extent. And then I learned how to write the thing that I was speaking, and that made sense. And that's basically the same thing for Japanese. And nowadays, writing in Japanese is easy because you just do that. Oh my god, that was complicated. And I just phonetically typing what I'm thinking. So watashi wa ao desu, which is how I would present myself. Watashi is just like gonna be, god damn it, that cap. It's gonna be replaced by the kanji by default because it's just how computers works, and your phone is gonna do the same thing. So it is really simple to type and write in Japanese. If you need to write by hand, that is going to be more complicated. But even if you make some mistakes in the writing, you should be good. Unless you really want to be like me and live in Japan. Other than that, you kind of fine. So, yeah. But good luck on learning. Yeah, that's yeah. Japanese is impressive. Highly recommend hiragana, katakana first. That way you can read stuff. What I'm saying you can read stuff is, let's say I'm going into come on. So I'm going here, right? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think that would happen, but it did happen. Well, shit. Well, shit. Oh. That div is too big. No, cool. You have extensions like the one that I'm just using right now, which basically give you the ability to have furigana on top of your existing characters, so that if you don't really know how to read something, you can just use the extension and have the reading above it. So now I know that this is sei, and then seisaku sha, seisakusha, story. I don't know what that means. I don't care, but I can read it. So if you don't understand the hiragana and katakana, you're going to be kind of left out really, really fast. So highly recommend it, because as said, like this is katakana because it's foreign words. This is kanji, that's the most complicated part to read. But with the hiragana on top, you now know that this is design system no kihon, design system to wa. So that's easier to read. So learn the basics. Hiragana and katakana is going to be useful, but that's all you need. After that, speaking is going to be the best. This is the Furigana Maker extension. Sorry, I forgot that I'm in there. No, not that. That. Which is pretty good. That's the link. And it's I should have sent you to the home rather than anything else. It just this one just adds furigana on top of the characters. If you want to be in the exposure type of thing before you start doing anything, and just have like exposure therapy, listening to stuff. I have a ton of Japanese learning resources that I shared on the Discord, specifically on the language learning things. You will find them if you just scroll back up a tad. There are some books and some YouTube channels that I'm using. Game Gengo, if you're someone that really like video games, is going to be really good because they speak and go through video games that you probably like or probably have played in Japanese, and then explain languages through video games, which is really good. They have these massive full N5, N4, N3 videos. This one is a a small 6 hours and 40 minutes video. But it's great. It's good content. It is good content. So can highly recommend Game Go. It is English speaking, so that helps for me. But yeah, that's the main thing. Jaws of Jules is good as well, mostly for getting things faster. I think I talked about it before with that specific conjugation secrets. But again, if you are not at that level just yet, just learn hiragana and katakana. It's going to take you a week and a half to just learn them and have like a basic understanding of how they look and how they sound. And then you're good. Like, it shouldn't take you more than that. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, resources in there are going to be pretty good and pretty helpful. And if you are a designer and you are looking for designer terms, this last one that I shared is it's basically that. It's designer related terms and it's pretty good. Because all that are the things that I need on the day-to-day to get like a designer job in Japan. So yeah, learning is useful in there. So yeah, can I highly recommend that. This channel as well. I could put that in the Discord. But yeah, highly recommend hiragana, katakana, and then moving on to something else. I hope I can have the app done soon, but because I need to do the entire database again, I don't know. I don't know how much time it's gonna take, and I don't know how much complexity is gonna happen. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Chris, you lurking? I see that we have a thing to take a look at. Central's lurking? Can I do that? I can do that. Cool. Quick scan. Good. Quick scan is pretty good. Pricing could be better. Text related stuff could be better. And color choices could be better. But otherwise, pretty good. Subtle details that probably doesn't even show on stream. There is a nice grid in the background. That is a cute as grid. I don't like that. That radius is bad. That's a bad radius. That is bad radius. The rest is pretty good. Personal take on that is more of a me taste than a designer around the world taste. These texts I feel like could be in a wider font size. So right now it's medium or maybe bold. If it was like in black or in ultra black, that could be more impactful. So that's like headers, big titles. That makes sense to me. That's the first thing. The second thing related to sizes is the logo. The Cloudsoft logo is big. I mean, it's good that you have the logo that is big, but it's big. We usually have Somewhere along the line of a 65 to 85 pixel height for the headers, and yeah, that is way more than 85. And the third thing, size-wise, is the pricing cards. They have too much spaces in between them, and they are not wide enough. So I would just expand them to ensure that they are taking the available space, and just have something along the line of like 24, 16 pixel in between each of them, so they would be wider. That would help everything to just have a cohesive. This is the impactful section. You have the pricing, you see all the cards, then you can move on. So I like that. The thing that I said about fonts is mostly on these paragraphs right there. They are a tad too close together. So it makes them, specifically when you're looking at, when you're looking at the page from far away, which is what I'm doing right now, it is a blob of text, and it's harder to really read anything in there. So that's debatable stuff. Other than that, there is the issues with colors, which is classic. But going back to the feedback that I gave last week, or on Monday, last week, accessibility is better to an extent, and structure is really good. Layout is pretty nice. There is one thing that I don't like, which is consistency, and another thing, which is color. The thing that we do with the accent color, which is currently orange, is use it with intent for the user attention. So you want the user to know exactly what they are looking for or where they need to look. Not everywhere. Right now, my eyes are focused on the logo, smart, faster, get started, annually, most popular, get started. Like, this is a ton of things. I want my user to click on get started and get started. So I would probably have the logo smaller, as I just said. Maybe not in color on this page. That's a thing. Good job, Cat. Congrats. That button, I mean, specifically the annually, is really not good to me. It should be a small thing. Basically what you did last week on Wednesday with your toggle, to toggle the annually and non-annually, monthly, that makes more sense. This is way too impactful and way too visible. And then the most popular also. The card could be most popular with the orange color in the background, but yeah, that's a debate. Then you have this issue, which is your Cloudsoft logo has a bit of a gradient, and your button has a bit of a similar gradient, though your button for get started at the top doesn't, and your text seem to have a bit of a gradient from grayish at the top to white at the bottom on both of these things, but that makes it less readable. On top of orange is kind of complicated to navigate and have like white on top, so debatable. But yeah, the attracting the user vision and place of focus right now, it's kind of scattered around with all the oranges, so I would limit the amount of colors or the amount of use of colors for these things. The rest is really good. As I just said, the structure is good. The overall page is nice. You have a small detail in the background. You have a bit of a highlight in the center to ensure that the user is focused on the center of the page, which makes sense. And yeah, I just saw something else. Which is this. This is tiny. This is tiny, like tiny. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily good. I think you need to have an icon that makes more sense or is bigger. because right now I couldn't even see that from where I am. But you know, overall good. I'm seeing things that it's more content related than design related, as in like start for free, get started with Pro, get started with Enterprise. It's kind of redundant. You are in the card for Enterprise, you kind of know that you are going to start with Enterprise because you're clicking on the Enterprise card. You are on the Pro card, you're going to start with Pro, it makes sense. Basic, same thing. The that is a debate. The pricing, I know that having like 50.00 makes sense, but to me it only makes sense if you have like a 49.99 and something else. But if you don't, and it's always round numbers, which is the case right there, you could have just said $50, $0, $100, not 100.00. That's small details, small details. The rest is good. The rest is good. Text is gonna be an issue, and I don't know what the size, like the screen size that was used for that as a base, but that seems pretty good so far. Like it fits this section of Arc, and it's a good enough structure for me. So yeah, better than the first one. Much better than the first one. Learning really fast. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I didn't touch on that really, but then that radius is bad. Phil, huh? What about it? The radius should match the outer radius. So yeah, it's going okay. I'm still a guy, so I'm dying right now. And I caught a cold, I think, this morning. So I'm dying. Pain and all that. But other than that, we're good. Huh. There are some misalignments here and there. You can see here, for example, the text is not aligned with the button, which is the case kind of here and here. Like it's almost the thing, but other than that, I mean, I'm not working at all, so I wish I was. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that. I got a French company sending me an email yesterday saying, "Thank you for your interest in our company. Unfortunately, we are not going to proceed with your candidacy. However, your profile is really good, and we may need someone like you as a freelancer in a short-term window type of thing." Which is good, right? What's the catch? I know. It came from a no reply email. So how the fuck am I gonna get in contact with them if they want a freelancer things? That is just... One day they will learn. One day they will learn, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I had no email related stuff. Shit. That doesn't work. So yeah, yeah, kind of. I can't contact them. I don't want to contact them. It's a French company, so I don't really care. But you know, that happens. The grid is from the. God damn it. Grid is just from Figma as base. It's dead. Don't worry about it. So that was a fun thing. Ish, kinda. Can I get that out? I doubt it. Anyways, so yeah, Chris, I think that's about it for the review. I don't have any other things to say. I can tell. I can tell. What do you want from these? Phil, what type of feedback do you want on this thing? It's interesting. You fucked up the radius at the bottom. It's interesting. That's bad. That's bad. The top is good. Bad. You can't see it, but bad. Okay, still bad, but better. App icon is good. Monthly and annually is going to be kind of bright for some people. I don't know if. I mean, it passes the accessibility test for sure, contrast ratio and all that. But it might be a bit bright for some people. But I like it personally. Personally, like it. The effect you have on the annual is more pronounced. I feel like it should be on the selected one rather than on the non-selected one. But I like it. This, I don't like it. That line is weird. The main reason why it's weird is because it is like, this is unlocked and this is for today. And this is the next step. So we are moving into the next step that is in 5 days. But it looks as if the path was already carved out and we already passed it because it's colored. So I would have either this one being half green, half gray, and this one being fully gray, or no line at all. Or just one line that is gray all around. It's just like the progress, the vertical progress doesn't make any sense. So that's why I don't like it. Not because it's visually bad. It's just like, it doesn't add anything or give the user any information. They just know that there is like a process, but green being positive for most people, they're going to think that they're already here, but it's not the case. So, yeah. Nonetheless, you have that's pretty cool. The fact, I don't know if that's an app that you're working on or if it's just like a fake product for testing. The design style that you went through is really close to what we have on Unicorn Studio. Like the landing page of Unicorn Studio, specifically the top section with the glitter. So that's could be a thing. I like that. That's fun. Like huge Unicorn Studio if you have access to it. If you don't, I'm sorry about that. It makes sense with the process. Like it works for me. As in, today I'm paying nothing and get access to like the full app product for 7 days for free, and then I am getting charged. What I don't like about this is in order to do that and to have that work, you're gonna need to ask the user's credit cards on login, and that's bad. You're gonna have a lot of bounce, which I understand, right? You want to make sure that they will have forgotten about the product and just be charged $9.99 once, and then oh fuck, I forgot, cancel the thing, and then you get $10, which is bad, but I get it. So I would rather have the app being non-working after 7 days with or the software, whatever, that just says your trial has ended, please register, rather than ask the user's credit cards first. Yeah, I know. That's usually the case. But yeah, this is one of the dark patterns that we are learning to not do. So, nonetheless, it's pretty good. I feel like the design is okay. I just have like one half complaint. It's not really a complaint, but half complaint. It is, this is fully rounded, this is fully rounded, this isn't fully rounded. And for consistency's sake, I may have the bottom one also fully rounded. So it kind of makes sense. Andel, hi, welcome in. How are you? How's your day going? Could say that. Could say that. Let the bottom to be a bit fully rounded. Could help. Other than that, top section is really cool. Nah. The actionable elements are whatever you want them to be, as in, this is an actionable element, it's a fully rounded thing. This is an actionable element, it's a fully rounded thing as well. Like it's a pill with half in the center, but it is still, the entire component is fully rounded. So these is clickable, these are clickable, this is clickable. I would do that. So either having that fully rounded or having this not fully rounded. One way or another. Yeah. Consistency. If it works better, you know? The thing that I didn't talk or touch on is the header section with the particles and the highlight. I like that. Is it planned to be animated? I'm just asking, you know. As I was shit, not that. Talking about a second ago. Like you can have interactive things in 4 clicks. Like really interactive things, if you get access to that. You could have that at the top, and you know, just behind or above the website, and then when the user is going to move their cursor, the rays are going to move around. Really, 4 clicks. Let me see if I can paste that. Yes, I can paste that. Yeah, cool. It is, I don't know if it is still in beta or if it's not in beta, I forgot. But really, you have that. You want some magic things, or you want to add like an element, you just add your things, and it's gonna take like 5 seconds in total. If you have like one of the templates that they use as a glow effect, for example, like, yeah, it is free. It is free. Huh. Done. And that's it. So, like, 5 seconds. I think God damn it, I clicked on the wrong thing. I think some of the initial effects that we have tried, like these, are pretty insane. As thank you for that. Check that. Like it takes no time. You have greater ranges, not greater ranges. You can really just have mouse-based stuff. It is fixed. Is a fixed thing, so it's not like it's not a text layer that can then be edited through HTML, but you can embed that directly into Figma, not Figma, into Framer Webflow. If you're using that, you can embed that in whatever if you're using code as a base. And yeah, it's like, no time. No time. This is crazy. You can have that in as your header on your website and be good. Anywho, so if you can, you could, like, you know, at the top, a tad bit of something. But yeah, no, the rest is gonna be pretty good. The most important thing for me is gonna be that timeline thing, because it is a timeline. If you animate it, as in today you get the thing and then you can see
Tiago_Solstifier is now following.
that structure that makes sense. But yeah, Thiago, hi. Well, come on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. I appreciate that. And are you using Poppins? Or is this like Satoshi? It looks like Poppins. Lexand. Shit. Similar. Overall good. That's where I could be. It's geometric fonts, so it's good for tech related, structured related stuff, like business stuff. Because I don't know what the app is doing, I can't really tell you if it's good or not and adapted for it. I'm just seeing something that I haven't seen earlier or didn't see earlier, which is the visual alignments on the monthly and annually thing, it looks as if you had more space on the left than the right. So I would do, it's 18 right now, I would do like 18, 24, 18, 28 maybe, and 28, 18 on these ones, so that you have like more space on the other side, rather than moving the content. Like if you move the content, I would do 1624 and 2460. But yeah, it's just because of the rounded sides, it looks as if it's not centered, and so that's why I'm saying like a tad more space would be better, or would help. Other than that, pretty good. Yeah, I don't think there is anything else that I can give you as feedback on this one. Like, other than change the payment process thing to not be give me your cards right away. Because, yeah, that is the subscription model, and that's how it works. It works with the people that forgets that they have a subscription running on. So, that makes sense. At least makes sense to me. Sorry, I'm just receiving like a "we're not gonna work together" French. It's good. Good. I didn't want that. Yeah, this is like the automated things. It's the message that says, be rest assured that this us not moving forward is no reflection of your skills or your greatness as a human. I'm like, it is in your eyes. If you thought that I wasn't a good fit, it means that my skills are not a good fit for you. So it's not like it is a reflection. These people, French, again, watch French. Anyways, for fuck's sake, I wish I could. I can't really. I need to suck on something. So I'm probably gonna shut the fuck up for a bit. I know. That sounds weird. I mean, shut the fuck up, not really, but we can do some of these. Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. And I think it's gonna be easier if I just take that instead of having components. I'm just blowing it out to get that. Yeah. Maybe. Let's try. Let's try. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Have a good bedtime. Welcome. Take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. You're going to bed at 8? At 8:30? Right, it's the work thing. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Never heard that. That's interesting. That's fun. Maybe. Never heard of these people. Huh. Bitch. Hey. I don't think so. Let's do that. That's probably gonna work. To simulator to select anything that is not visible. I can just select everything, get rid of this one, and get rid of everything. Just delete it, and yeah. I mean, you can, if it's a work colleague, that's fine. To an extent. Oh, that's what we need to do. I see. I don't get it. I understand why you select the other one as well. Every time. Makes no sense to me. Let's move that out of the way. So, I feel like these are gonna need to be non-auto layouted for the sake of ensuring that we have something that is kind of static and we can place other elements on tops instead of having them like I did here, which is kind of bad. But you know, I mean, I don't mind that placement. I'm just unsure about the necessity of these. Huh. That is not going to be an option. I'm just adding effects on top of the thing, and I'm seeing that I had the initial components ish be be fully opaque. And now that I have a bit of transparency on this, it bleeds through. It's Wednesdays. It was good. Nothing really happened. I don't know if it's really true or if it's different, but I'm getting like a fat headache the week before the treatment. And so it could come from plenty of stuff. But yeah, it's kind of sad, to be honest. I mean, kind of sad. It happens. That's what I'm gonna say. It happens. Ooh, that's gonna be bad. I mean, I don't. The thing is, I don't know if it's related. That's why I'm unsure. It's it happens, but is it really like I have the headache because the treatment is like soon to be renewed, or is it because I'm drinking things that I shouldn't drink? Or is it because I have spent the whole week on TikTok and haven't slept much? I don't know. That's the reality right there. I am unsure. So treatment remains. It's not really I mean, it is, but it's not. Headaches are a thing that I have often anyways, so I'm used to them, and so that's why I don't know. I don't know if it's really linked or not. For example, today I had a headache as well, but I had my injection on Wednesday, so it shouldn't happen. But also I kind of, yeah, you know, all day. So yeah, I don't know. Meh. There's a bit of a curve right there that I kind of want to get. Yeah. Have a good weekend as well. Take care of yourself as always, and we'll see you soon. After work. How am I gonna do this one? I don't know. I'm gonna try to do that. That's debatable. More complex, maybe. I don't know. Take care. We'll see you soon. We will see you soon. Josh, hi, what's going on? Depends on your goal. Really depends on your goal. If your goal is to be like a design engineer type of person, meaning you do design and code is going to be the best course. If you just want to learn visual stuff, Memorizely is going to be the best course. If this feels like wrong, this curve here, I'm kind of debating doing like an arched one so that it makes sense. Maybe that was a weird ass place. Again, if you want to go to design code type of thing, use my link, please. If you buy the thing, it's on Discord, but also it's on my website. In there, in the affiliate links, right there, design code. This is gonna be kind of the best option. There is one that is kind of new with the ChatGPT Claude building for AI stuff. So these are useful, and I could highly recommend you to check them out. So that is if you want to learn code at the same time. If that's not the case and you want something that is a bit more visual only, I know that MDS had I should just do that. 1 second. That's gonna be better. That's my affiliate links kind of thing. And then I'm trying to think. I can't think right now. Brain. Dang. Oh man. Dang. If you just want like a Figma course, this one is going to be good. Or at least it is good to me. It's free. It just requires like an email. So that's okay. And then the last one is Memorizely. These are good. They are more expensive. Kinda. Kinda. But they are boot camps, and god damn it, that's the wrong button. Yeah, they are boot camps, so it's with other people most of the time. They also have like some non-boot camps things if you wanted to, but like boot camps are gonna be better. They do have a price of entry that is a bit expensive, but yeah. That's good. Like this whole thing right here is like 4K. If you're a student, you can get a discount. If you want to pay monthly, you can pay monthly, but it's expensive on monthly. But it's good. The content is good. The output is good, and what you get out of it is pretty nice. So yeah, again, it really depends on what you're looking for. So that's gonna be it. If you just want like Figma stuff, Shift Node is good because it's free and also it's MDS behind it, so that makes a lot of sense. Memorizely is good because it's in multiple people, in classes, or in groups, so you can chat and then you network with these people. It's good. And then design code courses is just good. It's just yeah, they just have like a ton of things, and it's pretty nice. I don't know if my link is really a link that gives me a cut, but yeah, they used to have like a full website, which is different, which apparently doesn't load right now. That's crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, that's basically the course that I need to take right now, so that I have the understanding of Swift UI and everything. It's not that expensive, so I just wish my link was going through that as well. But let me give you this one as well. I'm on the pricing page. God damn it. So yeah, that's about it. I hope that helps. Ooh, that's too close. Yeah, I really don't know. I feel like I want to do that. But if I'm doing this right there, and I have the curve, I feel like I need to do the same thing here at the bottom and here, kinda. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess the same thing. This one is a one-stroke thing, so it's gonna be complicated to get the whole ID in one go. Wouldn't you think that this is just here? Kind of wanna. Hi, welcome on in. Yes, you do. How are you? How is your day so far? This is a tricky one. Because it's not a curved thing. Ah. You're fine. That's okay. How? Mining Tron. I mean, I get it. Tron is like cheap, therefore mining it is fine, but Tron, really? I like their logo. Or, let me rephrase that. I liked their logo, their first logo, the red one they used to have. I don't know if they still have it, but I liked this one. I see. Yeah. How do you want me to do that? How am I doing that curve? Ah. I kind of want to keep the lines outside, but I didn't. I mean, I did it. Yeah, no, I did. I did. On the first one, so I'm gonna flip there and hope for the best. I really don't know how I'm gonna do that curve right there. I feel like it's gonna be bad. Ooh. Yeah, maybe. I'm learning. I've been learning for 5 years-ish, roughly. I've been intensively learning for a year. I mean, no, I've been learning more because I lived there last year, and now that I came back because my visa ended and I want to go back and live there, I'm just building an app for learning. So I need some assets, and here are the assets that I'm building. But the app is working for now. That is the base. That curve is gonna be annoying. So yeah, I can speak to an extent. I can read to an extent. As long as there is Frigana in the book that I'm reading, I'm good. Like anything like that is fine. I can read that. That is really simple. It's just understanding what I'm reading. I can't, but I can read it. Still slow though. I came to the conclusion that just learning kanjis is not enough, and just learning kanjis and examples is not enough either, for me at least. As in, the one that I had a look at today, which is the I know page, this is pretty good because you have the verb and then an example. The thing is, most of the time when you're learning kanjis and old Japanese, you're gonna get examples that don't make sense, or things that don't apply to you specifically. As in, I saw a movie, yes, that's probably gonna be a thing, but the after work, I don't have a job, so I can't really relate to that specific thing right now. I know that it's 仕事の後, but I will probably not use that in the near future. And then the other thing that I also hate about learning Japanese is this. That when you speak Japanese, you don't say watashi wa 90% on of the time. Watashi wa is not a thing. Like, you say watashi wa once, but that's it. If you're talking with someone else, you are not gonna repeat that you and you and you as yourself has done something, and you as yourself has ate something, and you as yourself, it just doesn't make sense. So 私は like 仕事の後映画を見ました、映画を見た is good, and in some textbooks it would be 私は仕事の後映画を見た. That's false. So that is the thing that I kind of don't like. And right now in my classes, I'm learning with a book that is extremely old, and the content is just extremely old. As in, I'm currently on this specific lessons, and that lesson is going at the store and buying something. The thing that the person is trying to buy is a Walkman for cassette tape. No. And yes, the structure of the phrase is going to be the same, right? I'm going to buy something. But if I'm learning with Walkman, or if I'm learning with radio, or if I'm learning with something else that is not like Japanese-based word, I feel like it's not a good idea. Like, if which is the case here, if the text was about rezoko is the fridge, if that was the text, that would make more sense, because rezoko is a Japanese word. Sentaki. That would make sense to have that in the book. But I do understand why they did that, to seem hyped. Hip. But yeah, no, the books are, yeah, okay to an extent. So that's why I don't like the books. I just I just got access to these books, which are the blah 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 series. I forgot exactly how it's translated, but it's a kanji learning series. God damn it, it's pretty good overall, like for the content that it has, because it is like mostly simple text, but it's the same thing. It's old books and old content. So that is pretty neat. I have so many books. Yeah. I also do have these ones somewhere in there. The one that I could recommend you is gonna be the Nihongo Challenge. The books are pink, so first of all, I like that. But god damn it. God damn it. No. No. I will kick people in the balls. These ones are pretty good, and they have audio lessons, and they have more updated content. Still old, but more updated content. So I could recommend you to legally find them on the internet as PDF. And then god damn it, me and my keyboard today. And then do that. You put the thing that you have as like a fat ass transcript of a podcast. It gives you a summary of what it is. It gives you the ability to say, oh, I need an FAQ, I need a study guide, I need something, I need a podcast made about the thing that I just shared. And then it gives you this.
All right, so, we asked for your thoughts on Figma's big announcements after Config. And wow, did you deliver? Our listeners sent in this fascinating conversation between two developers. It's clear this is way more than just, your average software update.
Yeah, definitely not just like bug fixes and performance improvements this time.
Right.
And this is AI generated. So, we can do that. What do you say you don't want to learn through books, which is good. I mean, to me, it's good. I don't like learning through books either. But what do you want to learn through or with? What is the material that you think is good for you, for your type of learning experience? I should just do that, to be honest. Just so that I have the baselines. Cool. It's a bit of a miss, but it's very fine. That's a hi, we're going in. Quick hi it is. I hope you're good. I learned English. Just went ahead and started watching English YouTube video streams in English. Yeah, I mean, same for me. It is feasible to an extent. Depends on the type of Japanese that you want to achieve. everything is feasible. But if you want like business Japanese, something that where you can live there and be good, you're gonna need some sort of grammatical related content, and that's not gonna happen naturally through listening entirely. It can, but not entirely. But I would highly recommend it as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is to me the best option of learning, for learning, with learning. But it's gonna be more complex for sure. But yeah, and Atakan, I'm good. I'm tired as fuck. I caught a cold. I hope it's gonna be out when I'm going to my class tomorrow. If it's not the case, it's gonna piss me off all day. Apart from that, I'm good. If you've seen, we talked about that person earlier, but if you've seen that account, pretty good for Japanese learning. The thing is, these are in English, so it defeats the purpose. So like Mori no Nihongo is going to be better, again, to an extent, because it is Japanese classes in Japanese, basically for Japanese. It's better. So I can highly recommend Mori no Nihongo or Nihongo no Mori. Yeah. For immersion. That's the, yeah, kinda, that's gonna be it. I do have a visa-free thing as well for France, which is good. A lot of people have said that they have watched Terrace House. God damn it! Even that word is a how can I say that? French word, terrace. But I can't say it in English. Terrace House is pretty good. And a lot of people are saying that they have just watched this and listened to that type of English. That type, god damn it, that type of Japanese, because it's day-to-day Japanese that makes sense, that they have, and we do like it as a base. So maybe you can do that. It is on Netflix to an extent, and also it's available on the internet. As always, legally acquired things. Always an option. I did Teal. I paid for Teal. And yeah, it's good. To me. It's good. Ah. If it doesn't work for you, then yeah, refunds. Always. Ah, yeah, true. fuck's sake. Forgot about that. Forgot about the 3 needing to be here. I think that this is going to be more confusing than anything if I don't. Like having the ends of the arrows there. Like I did that here because it makes sense. I have like an empty space, but I feel like here it's more confusing than anything. To check, but yeah. I think the output of Teal is fine in terms of getting you a resume, and to me it's fine because it's not a designer resume, so it's a resume that works for everything, which makes sense because it's not a tool for just designers. Yeah, I think we need to do that. And yeah, I'm fine with the fact that it's just gonna be not good looking to my standards, just because I have better taste than what they do. I think it's gonna be enough to me. So, yeah. I don't know. But I get it. I understand the potential frustration with how they have currently made their resume builders. I think what I like the most, what is going to be the most useful for me is the tracking of the applications of the companies that I applied for, and as they kind of say, if the companies that I applied for reach out a month later and they have removed just one. They have removed the job posting from LinkedIn or from their website. Maybe I don't remember what they have said, and I'm kind of lost, and I don't have the data. And then until it is still there, so that's pretty good. The other thing that happens most of the time for me is a company is just contacting me back after a month and a half. And I just don't know who they are anymore. Like it's been so long that I just don't know. And that is gonna just allow me to say, oh yeah, I have applied to you. I know that I have applied to you, because right now I have received emails this week of companies saying, unfortunately, we're not gonna move forward with your application. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, I have applied to you 6 months ago. So, yeah. Like, that's gonna be useful to me. I mean, Notion is going to be good, but it's just not automated. I mean, not automated. It doesn't have all of the highlights and other things. So, I think you could. You could also automate the progress of the jobs. Like if you get a job interview and it's linked to your Google Calendar, you could update the posting or the status based on email that you received. I'm sure you can do that with make.com for automation. So, Cole, as a character, is splitted here, but it's not necessarily splitted. Like, this is fake. This is not a 3-stroke thing. It's a 2-stroke thing. Like here. Like, that's the right one. So... I need the stroke order for all. They say 2, but it's not 2. They say 1. I mean, they say 2 on A, so it's good. Huh, I don't know. I don't think this is gonna be a good idea. Because these are just templates and they cost money. And a lot of people are buying it. And you can do that yourself. If you have like a paid account on Notion, you have Notion AI. If you don't have a paid account on Notion, you have Notion AI for free in the free account. And you can just ask it to build you a product design job application tracker. You just ask the AI to do that. It will do it for you for free. You don't need to buy that. Do that, please. Please. If you have a student account, it's the same. Yes. I don't know if I want to split that in 2. No, I know I don't want to split that in 2. That's the main issue that I have. Huh. Yeah. I'm basically paying for the AI stuff. I'm not using it. So, nah. I don't know if it's good. Yeah. I mean, I used it to create a ton of YouTube video scripts and other articles, but yeah. Why? Yeah. I think that, I mean, technically, I think that's enough. That's all you need. The thing that you need is the data that is going to go in each cells, but that's the data that is going into or coming from the applications. So, I mean, when I'm saying the application, the places that you applied to. But yeah. I don't know if that's counted as 4-5. It is 2, but it's also one movement in a way. So, debating right now. Debating. I'm gonna copy paste the rest now. So, have a good sleep. Have good sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, by the way. I'm tired. I need to go to class tomorrow morning, so. Oh. Oh. A different angle. This one is a different angle. Ah, fuck me. Yeah, I don't know. These are the same. I see. Yeah. I'm thinking ahead, as always. I feel like this, because Sa and Ki are the same base. You can probably reuse that. Yep. Could probably just do that. Right? Makes sense. I'm thinking about this one as well now. It's not exactly the same, but ce is gonna have a similar curve. So if I can just place that right there, call that one. I feel like it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I guess. Have a good rest of your day, Will. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being here, as always. Appreciate it. I know today is a slow one, so I'm dead as well. I don't know how I'm gonna do that curve. Hmm. Shit. Like the first one is good, but the second one isn't. 1, 2, 3. Fuck. Same thing, this is like a one line type of thing. So this is gonna be tricky to get the curve right for me, right there. It's gonna be fine. It is gonna be fine. almost on point. Almost on point. There's one that I didn't do. I forgot which one it is. So I'm gonna do these one first to check if I can find something. It's gonna be fine. Find something, fine tune something. Sorry. I think it's gonna have to do that. Like, just to hint that yes, this is a curve, and yes, it goes through. Like it's looping through. Maybe. Fuck. So if you don't know, 'cause that's an important part of writing, most, if not all, not all, but most characters are written in the same manner, meaning that you start in the farthest left points, and you go to the right side, and then you need to go from left to right and top to bottom, but you need to end your stroke, like your brush stroke, in the bottom right. So for example, this one is going to start here, do the first line, then this one going up, and then here you end up there. So you start in the top left, end up in bottom right. That's usually what happened. Like this one isn't, obviously, but this is kind of top left, and then you end up around here, which is bottom right of the character. So that's a good way of learning and knowing how to write your kanjis, if you're interested in that. Same thing, this is one stroke. How does these ones present? Yeah, that. I kind of want to do the same thing that I did here and here. So, could have done that. But that's gonna be bad. Debatable. Same thing, this is probably like a 4 curve when technically it's 3. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I can do this one though. Thinking about it. It's one single thing. I guess if I make it underneath, it's gonna be okay. I guess instead of being on top like I usually do. Me being on top. Into drawings. Can do that, but I can also do the curve right there, like having the point here, and then do that. I don't like that, but it could work. It's kind of weird. All right. I am too tired. That happens. I see. I am going to send you to the usual off Fridays. It's gonna be fun. Yes. Alright, anyways, thanks a lot for being here. As always, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed the stream, please click the follow button, you know that. And yeah, the VOD is going to be on YouTube for safekeeping. If you want to ask questions when I'm not live, you can join the Discord, which will be highly appreciated. And you can talk me online. As always, I shall be back on Monday at 6:30 p.m. Paris time. And yeah, that's about it. I said a lot of things, as always, and if you want to support me and give me money, you can sub here, but it's not necessary. You can also buy something that is much more good because you get something in return rather than a sub. Anyways, take care of yourself, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on Monday, I guess. Bye.